What's going on, everybody? This your boy Doc Holliday. We're back with another HBCU OverDrive live show. It is week 11 as we do the preview. Sorry about the technical difficulties on my intro. I'm probably going to be getting another one coming up sometime before the end of the year. So if you haven't done it by now, make sure that you hit the like button on the stream. Make sure that you share this with everybody, comment on it, and subscribe. Become a member of the hottest HBCU podcast that's on YouTube right now, and you hit that notification bell to get everything HBC OverDrive. So y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. I'll go ahead and do this thing. Get that ticker up. It is week 11, y'all, and so doing some stuff that's different. So basically, I'm going to go. I have some of the stuff that's in the as far as in the ticker with the games that's going on right now for this weekend. So you'll know what games are going to be going coming up this weekend. So make sure y'all support all HBCU platforms right now, including mine. Also make sure that you support the kids with their platforms that they have. The more the merrier. The more we subscribe and look up to these kids, the merrier, the better that they will come out with as far as with great content. So I just want to make sure y'all hear me. Y'all hear me straight. Hold on 1 second, y'all. What up, Brian? What up? I got you in there. So we gonna go ahead and get through these games for this weekend. And as y'all know, that is the smoke detector that's going off. So don't fret. But I got the link in there. You get on, sir. Not gonna be too long as far as with this preview, so it's gonna be pretty much like an hour. So I'm gonna try to keep majority of my shows, except for on Saturdays, within an hour, unless we are talking more about something that's that is of a real importance other than sports. But first on the list today that we got, man, and what we want to do is we want to highlight these two conferences in Division II. I feel like some of them get slept on when it comes to talking about HBCU football. What's going on, Miss Karen? So the two conferences we talking about is the SIAC and the CIAA. So this weekend is the SIAC is their championships this weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into some stats with for the for the SIAC. So, like I said, the SIAC, I think this game is this. Like I said, championship game is this weekend. Get my guy Brian in here. What's going on, sir?
What's up, my brother? How you doing today?
Doing good. So I pretty much want to go ahead and get this thing started, get it going. Um, like I said, SIAC, you got Benedict and Miles College. Um, Benedict, I'm not Miles College. Benedict and Tuskegee. I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping. Benedict and Tuskegee playing for the SIAC Championship. Benedict is coming in at 10-0, 7-0 in the conference. This is by far one of the best seasons that Benedict has this year. And we're talking about a team that season they were I think they were 5-5. They had a lot of injuries from last season, and we're talking about a team that basically turned it around. What's going on, Mr. Williams? Talking about a team that basically turned it around within a whole season. So I'm glad that they actually turned it around. They're actually good. So we're talking about a Benedict team that scores a lot of points, man. So they average 34.3 points a game, and their defense only gives up 10 points. They only give up 10 points a game, but let me check and see, make sure that is correct.
Excuse me.
Looking like they got it for the 9 games, 9-game. But like I said, you got a Benedict that scores like 30 points, over 30 points a game. They only give up like literally like 8-9 points a game now. So they have a strong formidable defense. They have a good ball control offense. This team is led by Chinnis Berry. He's one of more hottest coaches that's in the the SIAC right now. In fact, in black college football, to be exact. So, individual stats. We're gonna look at the individual stats. So, they pretty much have a balanced rushing offense. They total over almost 1,800 yards of rushing offense, and Eric Phoenix is the starting quarterback for the team. He completes 62% for almost 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. So he's really smart with the ball. And that's something that you're gonna need as far as with how Tuskegee plays on the field as far as defense, because you want to try to keep the drive going, be methodical. They as far as defense goes, they have 8 interceptions, so there are a couple of there are ball hawks. They're ball hawks. I don't know about as far as when it comes to sacks, but I'm looking at it right now. They're up in the conference with 26 sacks. Danilius Luber, he has 9 sacks to go along with 42 total tackles, 12 and a half tackles for loss. So that's a big guy. That's a pretty big guy right there. And basically they feed off of him. So that's from word on the street that the defense feeds off of him. Now to get to Tuskegee. Tuskegee, man, from what I'm hearing, Tuskegee had a good season. Tuskegee had a good season this year. They are 8-2. I think they're like third or fourth in the conference with scoring. They score 28 points a game, but they give up a lot of points. They give up 25 points a game. So if I'm Benedict, I'm basically trying to score fast, score often. As a team, they have they rush for over 1,800 yards, and they pass for over almost 1,600 yards with 13 touchdown passes to only 7 interceptions. Now, with the rushing TDs, they have 20 rushing TDs on the season. I'm looking for them to basically, like I said, that Tuskegee wants to control the ball offensively on the ground. They don't want to make too many mistakes as far as going through the air. They have a 1-2 punch in Tariq Taylor and Dante Edwards. Both of them are over 600 yards rushing. Both of them with five or more touchdowns. You got Bryson Williams. Basically, he leads the team in with passing yards with 1,100 yards passing, 10 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He passes for about 61%. And you also got the receivers. The leading receiver for the team is Antonio Meeks, with his ads over 500 yards receiving, and 4 touchdowns, 4 receiving touchdowns. They are also tied with Benedict in interceptions with 8. Malik Moore is the one that leads the team with 2. So both these teams are ball hawks when it comes to the ball being in the air. And as far as the defensive stats, their leading sack rusher, they only have 14 sacks on the year, but they are evened out with three players having two sacks each. Vincent Hill, looking at him, is a linebacker. He has 60 total tackles, 5 tackles for losses. Also 2 pass breakups, 2 pass defended. I'm looking at this being a actual total. I wouldn't say actual total domination. I was looking at this as being a pretty much towards almost a close game. And Miss Karen already gave her prediction, so she's already predicting Tuskegee to come out with the win. I'm gonna predict against you, Miss Karen. I'm going to predict Benedict with the win. Like I said, it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game. So I have Benedict winning this game 31-28.
Well, I just like I said, you taught me so much with this HBCU atmosphere, and so I was just looking up there. What I'm looking at with Benedict, just on the statistical part, analytical part of it, is that they kind of mirror Jackson State, because none of their games were close except for maybe Albany State when they won 24-20. A lot of people, I know Coach Walker predicted Albany State. I know he was rooting hard for Albany State, but most all their scores, you know what I mean? It's they basically dominated each team. And, their points per game is 34 points, 34 points per game, and they're giving up only 10 points. So that was kind of mirror like Jackson State was doing, and they got a lot of points off turnovers. You know what I mean? Their rushing yards, you well said. You know what I mean? They're a complete team. So the thing that really caught my eye was just looking at their statistics. When they come out in the second half, that third quarter, they outscored a lot of outscored their opponents 100 to 21. So, they seem like they start off well. They score 56 points, their opponents 20. Second quarter, you know what I mean? They seem like they progress 80 to 7 in the second, 100 to 21 in the third. So if you're not close with them, when they come out in that second half, their history basically is like they come out and they put it to you. So like I said, I don't know anything about Tuskegee as far as their football team. I'm going to go
Uh-oh.
and look at that. But you basically well said it all. But Benedict, give them credit. They've been absolutely dominant this year in SIAC. They've been absolutely dominant.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they started off fast and they haven't let up not one time this year. So you're looking at like I said, the Benedict team that basically wants to control the ball on the ground, but they do have a passing offense. Is not not glamorous, not extravagant, but
It
they
seems pretty
do.
balanced.
It's balanced. It's a balanced offense. Some people just don't understand it. It's like, no, that the offense is balanced enough to where um it is out balanced enough to where they can beat you on either front. They could beat you with the pass or they could beat you with the run. And then if they really want to beat you, they could beat you with their defense too. So like I said, I got my prediction with Benedict coming out overall with the victory in a championship game, the SIAC championship game against Tuskegee, 31-28. Next on my list is the CIAA championship. Now, for those who have been living under a rock for the last 2.5 weeks, Virginia Union was dominating the CIAA for a majority of the season. Until they ran into Chowan. And Chowan is the only school that is non-HBCU that's in the HBCU conference. That is true, Miss Karen. They ain't got to be pretty, but look good. We talking about a Chowan that actually beat a Bowie State. They beat Virginia State. They beat a Fayetteville State early in the season too. They also have wins against the same Virginia Union team, which was about a couple of weeks ago. Beat them at Richmond, 26-21, and in that game, they held Jada Byers to 109 yards rushing. That's something that nobody hasn't done this season, to hold that guy, that running back, to 109 yards. He averages almost 200 yards rushing by himself, and they held him to way under his average. We talked about Chowan that, if you think about it, when it comes to stats, as far as team stats go, they are fifth in their league with about 25 points a game. Defensive wise, they are third in the league, only giving up 18.7 points a game. And as far as with their rushing offense, they are pretty much more balanced when it comes to rushing. They have a couple of players that's has rushed a little bit over 350 yards. We're talking about a team that's basically balanced when it comes to rushing offense. They rushed for over 1,700 yards at a 4.6 yards per average, 13 touchdowns. So So they basically is running for over 172 yards per game. Now, defensive wise, they are third, like I said, third in the league. They only give up 126.8 yards per game. They have let a lot of teams score touchdowns on them as far as on the ground, but they have a formidable defense. And like I said, when you have a team like that, as far as defensive wise, to hold the nation's top running back to well under his average, that says a lot. And we can go into as far as with their defensive wise, defensive wise, Montre Moore uh leads the team with 6 sacks. Um and then you got a Radarius Freeman. He is second with 5. So as a team, when it comes down to it, um, as a team, when it comes down to it, they are number 1 in the conference with 38 sacks, which they're averaging almost 4 sacks a game. Fayetteville State, on the other hand, we're looking at Fayetteville State. They are pretty much like a middle of the pack team. Um, Offensive wise, they average 24 points a game, but defense, they are number 1 in defense as far as with scoring defense, with 12.8 points a game of scoring defense. Um, Looking at the rushers, Russian offense, their Russian offense is I wouldn't say is that good, but they are they're a middle of the pack team. 1,300 yards, 102 yards average for the team, but they only averaging 3.7 yards per carry with 13 touchdowns as a whole. Defensive wise, these guys coming in giving up 131.9 yards per game, um, giving up 11 touchdowns on the season. And they're pretty much, like I said, they're not saying I'm not going to call them a middle of the pack defense, but they do lead the CIAA in total scoring defense. It's passing wise, they are 8th in the league. They only pass for 1,400 yards, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So they're pretty much evened out as far as the ball control. So, and then like I said, in defensive wise, they are second to Chowan in sacks, in creating sacks, 34 sacks for the season. My prediction for this game, and like I said, Chowan did beat this team early in the season. And it was close. It was a close game. It was a close score. They did beat them early in the season, and I don't see them beating them again. It's that same feeling that it's hard to beat the team twice, the same team twice. So I have Fayetteville State, home of the fighting J. Coles. I have Fayetteville State winning this game by a close margin, 24-21. What you got, Brian?
Well, I was trying to look up their stats, and like you said, they're pretty. Fayetteville's pretty middle of the road pack. But you know what? The point that you brought up, and it's so true in sports, when you beat a team once, it's very hard to beat them a second time. It's very hard, especially if the game was close, because it could have been a play here or a play there, a penalty there, any type of situation that prevented you from winning. So if it was if you get blown out, it's one thing, and you're winning a game. But when the game was close like that, you're always going to look back and say what play that we did or didn't do that made us the losers in this game, that we were defeated by the other team. So it's going to be a great game. Um, I can't predict the score because I never seen either of these teams play. I just hope for I only thing that I'm hoping that it's just going to be a great championship game, and may the best team win on that day.
Right. Oh, and this game, and the SIAC Championship game is on ESPN 3, if I'm not mistaken, at 1 o'clock
On
on
Saturday
Saturday.
at time.
So on Saturday, everybody get
Okay.
1 o'clock. People get to
Okay.
see.
Yeah,
They can
make it.
actually watch their game on ESPN 3.
Yeah.
And next is, of course, we got the big boy in the MEAC. We got South Carolina State versus Howard. I don't know what to say about South Carolina State. I really
They
don't
don't play
know.
well on the road.
They talked all this talk, said that they want the state to play them back in the Celebration Bowl. We wanted, Jackson State wanted to play them back in the Celebration Bowl, but hey, we're gonna try to get somebody here. It's it. This game is going to be the tale of two quarterbacks. Which quarterback is going to show up? Quentin Williams has a tendency to show up in certain games, but he is I wouldn't say inefficient, but he is erratic when it comes to his play. Corey Fields, on the other hand, can be pretty much non-existent when it comes to his play. We still talking about the same Corey Fields. Yes, they did beat Jackson State early in this last year because of their game plan, but we still talk about the Corey Fields that's completing only 45% of his passes. That's the only thing about Corey Fields. And my whole thing is, who is going to be the starter for South Carolina State? Is it going to be Corey Fields or going to be Tyrese Nick?
Yeah, because I don't think Corey Fields played last
year.
You're not.
Yeah, Corey Fields. Corey Fields didn't play the last game against Delaware State. Also, you're still pretty much almost dead last in the league when it comes to rushing the football. Defensive wise, you still have a good defense, but it's not being. I don't think it's being used correctly. And then your star player is Shaq Davis. Basically, my thing with Shaq Davis, he leads the team with 36 receptions, 737 yards, and 9 touchdowns. If I'm Howard, I'm basically trying to make Shaq Davis beat me. Corey, I think Corey was hurt in the last game. So if it's Tyrese Nick playing, it will be over for SC State. But if I'm the defensive play caller, I'm basically try to eliminate Shaq Davis and try to see if these other receivers can beat me when it comes to passing the ball. I feel like Howard's defensive line is stacked, so they actually will be able to stop the running game. And really, South Carolina State really do not have a running game whatsoever. So I'm looking at it to where it's time for Buddy Pugh to, not even gonna say retire, but it's time for him to go back to the drawing board. Try to find you a capable quarterback and some offensive linemen that can actually hold water. and also try to find a running back that can get you over 4.5 yards carry, and basically somebody that could actually stay on the field. You're always gonna be big on defense because the reputation that you have, but when it comes down to the offense is a much needed look at position wise, especially QB and wide receiver. I won't count Coach Pugh out, but it's I don't know. I think it's more overwhelming on him this year. This year and Russ, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I say I would never bet on Howard, but the way I'm looking at it, Howard has a chance to actually win this game. Howard has a chance to actually win this game. Howard has a chance to basically bounce back from the beatdown that they took from North Carolina Central. I don't see they could actually win out the rest of these last two games to cause some sort of chaos or havoc in the MEAC.
Well, South Carolina State, they basically don't. They're done basically, right? They can't get to the Celebration Bowl. Is that correct?
They're, they it, they can't get to the Celebration Bowl. I mean, they can, but like it has to be called. You have to cause so much chaos. What's up, Zoe? You have to cause so much chaos in order for you to get to the Celebration Bowl. And I
So
wouldn't want to try to get to the Celebration Bowl with a 5-6 record either, because that means that you
well,
about
you
to
know what I
get
mean.
fed to the wolves.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they get back to if they have an opportunity, then you play hard. But if there's no chance in heck for them to get back to the Celebration Bowl, and they're not a good road team, so and Howard's been really good at home and been kind of suspect on the road. So this is a great opportunity for Howard to keep winning, and you know what I mean. If they can win out, see what happens, and right now it looks like North Carolina Central, but you never know.
North Carolina Central has a tiebreaker over
Over
South
Howard,
Carolina State, over
yeah,
both of
and
them,
Howard, yeah.
and Howard. Yeah. So predict on this game, man. Look, I got Howard winning this game, but I got them winning it close, 27-24.
I'm going 30. I'm going 31-21 for Howard.
Howard, okay, all right. Next on the list, we gonna keep going. We keeping going. We got Morgan State versus Delaware State. Uh, Delaware State can cause some chaos too. You know, Delaware State can cause some chaos. Um, especially with hold
The
on,
problem is
y'all.
which Morgan State's going to show up. The one that played, played extremely well, or the one that
Yeah,
stunk. They're very inconsistent. They're a good team. You know what I mean? They're going to be a very good team probably next year. They got a great coach. Delaware State has been having their trials and tribulations, losing players to the portal, the safety. You know what I mean? The great safety. Hope that he comes to Jackson JSU. Uh, the thing is, though, uh, Delaware won see when you win a big game like that. Sometimes there's an occasion for a letdown, and you know what? With Delaware, they almost blew it to South Carolina because they had to win in overtime. So the thing is, which team will show up? And you know what? I'm taking Morgan State on a close one, 27-24.
Delaware State.
I'm taking Morgan State,
This game is not
27-24.
in Baltimore. This game is in Dover. Yeah, this game is in Dover, Delaware. So, with
I'm still
Delaware
taking
State,
Morgan.
if CJ Henry could actually play, what up, Val? Is CJ Henry can actually be consistent, being the quarterback, for this game, I actually would have I actually have Dell State winning this game. Like I said, and it's not gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be close because all their games are close. This game I got 28-24, Dell State.
You're going opposite. Nice.
Yeah, I got this game. It's and the reason why I'm going with Delaware State because it's hard with Morgan State. They haven't won on the road not one time this season. They are 0-5 on the road, and it is hard for you to come out with somewhat of a victory at Alumni Field in Dover, Delaware.
It's hard, but it's not impossible. Morgan State, do me right, Morgan State.
It's not impossible, but it's definitely hard to come out with a victory in that town right there. So I got Delaware State 28-24. Last on the MEAC list, we got North Carolina Central versus Norfolk State. What can I say about this game? Look, this game is in Norfolk. From what I heard from my guys, on the HBCU Nightly with Dave and Malcolm and Josh, it's because they basically are MEAC people. It is playing at Nick Price Stadium. They say it does something to you as a team. So I'm looking at it to where North Carolina Central is just gonna go in there and just whitewash them. To me, like basically, nobody in the MEAC has tried to stop this guy Davius Richard all season. Nobody in the MEAC. Only one did, and that was South Carolina State. But he was still effective in that game also. But nobody has like came
Campbell up.
Campbell
played well against them.
Bloom. What's up?
Campbell played well against them.
Campbell played well, but I'm just talking about as far as conference wise though. Conference wise, nobody got himself for South Carolina State. And in that game, they should not. They should not even won that game. They were supposed to lose that game. So this is the last conference game for NC Central, and then they got Tennessee Tech next week, and that's it. If they win this game today, on Saturday,
it's a wrap.
That's a wrap. They are the MEAC champs, and they go to the Celebration Bowl.
Well, they should. You know what? Norfolk's what 1-8 or something like that.
1-8,
and NC Central is 7-2. They should just beat the brakes off of Norfolk State. I'm predicting a 40 piece. They're going to blow them out 51-7.
Well, Morgan said the same thing, and pretty much they got beat in that house right there. So that was the only game that they actually won. But like I said, I got Central winning this game by 30. They'll put a 30 piece on them. Unless they get greedy and try to go for the 40 piece. But I got this game going 35-7 Central. 35-7 Central. They win the MEAC. They go to the Celebration Bowl. Everybody else is just playing for second place. So that's it for the MEAC. Now we about to get it to the nitty gritty. We about to get it to the SWAC play. SWAC play. On the list, man. Look, I'm just gonna go from like here. Grambling versus Texas Southern. Which Grambling team shows the one that got beat down in the State Fair Classic by Prairie View, or the one that put the beating on Pine Bluff last week hey, which team shows up, or the one that put a beating on Alcorn? Which team shows up? I got the team that shows up that beat Grambling. I mean Alcorn. Um, even though yes, people would say Grambling found their quarterback, he is. I mean, I want to say he is not. He is the savior, but he is just a stopgap in what you have right now. I feel like he will be better when it comes in the off season. He'll become a better passer. He'll become a better. He'll have better pocket presence, uh, and pretty much majority of the team will be healthy when next
But
season comes around.
oh yeah. But if you look at their last four games against A&M, FAMU, Alcorn State, they won. So they got a 2-game winning streak. But they could have, not say easily, but they could have had a 4-game winning streak because they should have beat Alabama A&M. They lost in overtime. They should have beat
Yep.
FAMU. So
Yep.
I think they're progressing to where he finally sees the team where he wants it to go. And like you said, for next year,
Yep.
Washington, the running back, he had 10 carries for over 200 yards. He's the best running back I mean, I love Wilkerson, but Washington's a bad boy. That he's a
Yeah.
bad boy. How come he doesn't carry more? I don't know. But
Hey,
I
so
and against Southern, you definitely can run on Southern, as we've seen with Wilkerson, 20 yards. So I'm this game here, I'm taking Grambling State, 28-21.
you said 28 what?
28-21. Grambling.
28-21. All right.
Yeah.
So just because Grambling, I'm gonna say it like this: Grambling is coming along. They have found a quarterback in Julian Calvez, even though he's only completing 38% of his passes. Um, he has led the team in majority of the touchdown drives that you've seen for the last 2 games on the 2-game winning streak. Of course, when you have a healthy Maurice Washington coming back and he carries the ball only 10 times and still gets 200 yards with 4 touchdowns, hey, you have a winning formula. And also to the fact that not only do you have a winning formula when it comes to running the ball and having a reliable play caller, but the defense is going to feed off what you do on the offense. So I see Sunday out of Anderson having a big game, probably about 2 sacks, about 5-6 tackles. I see these boys try to get after the quarterback. They're gonna get after Andrew Body, and like I said, I love Andrew Body, y'all. But this ain't the season for him. After this game, if Grambling beats Texas Southern after this game, um, the OC for Texas Southern needs to be fired, like yesterday.
But also with the Texas Southern, they got a lot of receivers that have the case of the dropsies. There's been a lot of drop balls in Texas Southern's
They do, they
offense.
do,
Their
they
offensive
do have a
coordinator,
case of the
they're
drops,
running.
but
But the thing
this
is,
is a running team.
and Grambling, they're going to run the ball because even last game, Chavez, he I think how many attempts did he have? He had 17
They had like
attempts.
only
So
18 attempts on the 17.
yeah, yes, it was seven. It was 7 for 72, 7 for 17 for 82 yards, and he had one pick. So they're running the ball, 23, about 30 over 35 times, almost close to 35 times they ran the ball. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to stick to that formula. Basically, Calvez right now is a game manager. They don't want him to lose the game. They just want him to manage the game, and put it in the hands of Washington.
That's it.
He's he's a breakaway runner, against Jackson State against, what I mean, when he had an 85, 75 or 85 yard run. So he's definitely a guy that's dangerous, touch the ball. He's a one touch, boom, gone.
This game right here, I got Grambling winning uh 31-17. Texas Southern is still good for 2 touchdowns. As we see, they'll probably get them early, but I feel like Grambling will come. They'll come along late in the game and run away with this game easily. 31-17 Grambling. Next on the list, we got Prairie View versus Pine Bluff. The game is in Pine Bluff at 2:00. Look, Pine Bluff. I don't know what to tell you. Your coach wasn't even on the coach's call. I'm trying to understand what's going on with that. Skylar Perry is still garbage. Britton is a good running back that you have right there. Salvage the season. You're going to end up with a loss on here because Prairie View is pissed off because they should not have lost that game against Alcorn last week. Trayvon Conley, hey, you need to become a better pocket passer, and I already know that you are a runner, okay? This is pretty much it's almost down to the same formula that you see with Southern, with Brashawn McCray being the leading passer and also the leading rusher on the team. I just feel like with this, Prairie View's just gonna be pissed because, like I said, they are upset that they should have beat the brakes off of Alcorn last week. They didn't get the job done. Other than that, I still have Prairie View winning this game against Pine Bluff. It'll be 30 to 14.
You got Prairie View 30 to 14. Well, it's hard for me to say anything about
30 to
Pine Bluff
14.
because they're a no-show kind of a team. Well, not the team, but the coaching staff's a no-show, and plus they had a turnover with an interim coach. And sometimes you play when you have an interim coach. Sometimes everybody plays well, try to get their opportunity to show the new coach that they should be playing with the guys that haven't been playing as much and the guys that haven't been playing at all. And but Prairie View, they got to win. They got to win. They definitely need this win. So I'm taking Prairie View. Um, 35, 10.
That's here. All right. And then we go next on the list. HBCU band talk. You're gonna love this. Bethune-Cookman versus Alcorn. Now, Bethune-Cookman. Hey, I understand this hasn't been the greatest season that you have right here because you've been on the road for damn near majority of the season. Now you're back on the road again. Even though you're going to play Alcorn, you're back on the road again because there is a tropical storm that went through Daytona again. So now you are being housed over at Jackson State before you head over to Alcorn on Saturday. This game is at 2:00 on the reservation. Bethune, my whole thing with Bethune is what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get with Bethune. So I feel like Jalen Jones might have a breakout game right here. As far as passing, and we already know what he can do with his legs. Kamari Everett, I feel like he'll bust out in this game too because I don't think there's nobody on Alcorn that actually can match up with this guy. So I actually got an upset. I actually got Bethune-Cookman taking a win against Alcorn. It will be close, but it will be a win against Alcorn. The main thing about Alcorn is you cut the head off the snake, and the snake's name is Jarvion Howard. I mean, other than that, Nico Duffy is not he's not a big running back. He's a small type running back, and Littlewood is supposed to be your bruiser, but he is not that type of running back either. going to keep churning his legs and to get extra yards like Jarvion Howard. And if Aaron Allen comes back, if he comes back, well, my whole thing is, which one would you get? The 3 touchdown, 3 interceptions, Aaron Allen, or the one that can actually take care of the ball and lead you to victory? What do you think, Brian? But my prediction as far as for this game is I got Bethune with a close game. 27-21.
This is a game is because Bethune-Cookman, to me, they play great, or they play well. I'm going to say not great, but they play well for 3 quarters and seem like they always run out of steam. And Alcorn, they're 3 and what they're overall they're 4-5. They're 3-3 in the conference. Bethune-Cookman's 2-4, 2-7 in the conference. Oh man, I don't. God, are you going to stop the big dog for Alcorn? That's the key. Are you going to stop that big dog? And if you can stop him, then you know what, your chances are real good. But if you don't stop him, you got a long day. I hate to do it. I got to go Alcorn 21 10.
21-10. All right, so we
Alcorn,
conflicted over here, y'all. We conflicted over here. We are conflicted over here. Next on the list, people gonna
still cook me, let me down last week, so I'm mad, still mad.
Some people gonna hate me for this. People in the Red Stick, aka Baton Rouge, it's Valley versus Southern, y'all. Now, which Valley comes to play? Everybody knows how Valley plays. I want to see the Valley that came to play last weekend against Alabama A&M, and that defensive line is for Valley is stout. I want to see Jelani Easton put together another complete game like he did last week. That's something that he hasn't done since he's been at Valley. Caleb Johnson, I want to see him try to at least go for about at least 140, 150 yards against this defense. I feel like Southern as a team, I feel like they're packing it in right now. They're packing it in. They just want to save face and get over with this season because of the simple fact that they were supposed to be the team to beat in the West. A lot of people picked them for the West. I didn't pick them for the West. I picked that Houston team, the Texas Southern, to win the West, but we're not gonna go there. I picked this team to win. A lot of people picked this team to win the West. It has not been a great season for Southern. And I'm gonna tell you like this: Dooley's gonna go with Bashawn McCray, regardless of the fact. I don't see him changing up quarterbacks. I don't see him changing up for Harold Blood. I don't see him changing up for Bubba Lampley. I don't see anything like that. So, with that being said, Valley is going to make Southern one-dimensional. Valley is going to try to make Southern pass the ball on them. They're going to try to make him pass the ball. And with Coach Dancy being a defensive-minded coach and Coach Dooley being an offensive-minded coach, I feel like that defensive philosophy for Mississippi Valley is going to prevail against Southern down in the Bluff. So I hate to say this for all you Southern fans down there, but you will lose against Valley. How much? I don't know. It might go to the same score that we saw last week, 30-20 Valley.
Okay. Here's the thing for me. Dooley being a stubborn hardhead, uh, alleged supposed to be an offensive mind. Haven't seen really a lot of offense. If he's supposed to be this great offensive mind, not really taking much away from him. But you would know you have to change your quarterback. If you're
Mm-hmm.
this offensive line, you would know you have to change your quarterback. Why are you being so stubborn? But I guess that's just Coach Dooley's DNA. Uh, Valley's played hard all year. You know what I mean? They're a team that will not quit. Uh, they'll get a lot of yards on the ground. You know what I mean? But uh, by usage of their quarterback, because their front four is pretty good. We got to give credit where credit due. Their front four is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Lewis, you know what I mean, and the rest of the gang, they're really good up front. Um, oh man, I don't know. You know what? I'm a JSU fan. I can't pick Southern for anything. I'm sorry. I can't do it. My prognosis side says maybe, but I just can't do it, man. I can't. I'm going upset. I'm going upset. 28-25 Valley.
Oh, okay. And y'all see the wife is in here. Hey.
Hey, Lady Holiday.
Hey. The executive producer is in here. I was almost done with it. So we got two games left. So the first game, because my game of the week is not this game, but the next one. So we're gonna go with the Alabama A&M versus Jack State. Hey, look, it is the Pink Scooter game down in Mobile, Gulf Coast Classic. Uh, what I saw last week, what we saw again, what Alabama A&M did against Mississippi Valley. Quincy Casey should be the starting quarterback in this game, but they're going up against the number one defense in the FCS. They're number one for some. They're number one for a reason, y'all. Y'all know that. And look, Shador might probably have about 300 yards passing in the game. Hopefully,
Uh,
Savion might have 150 yards rushing. We get back on. I mean, we get back on the offensive track. Defense is going to be shut down. Hopefully, Nugget comes back in this game. Come back for this game. Because we had a couple of players that was out. Hopefully, Huggins come back for this game too. He does act. He does portray to be himself as an extra linebacker in certain defensive sets. So, man, look, y'all know what happened last season. Alabama A&M talked all that trash last season because they won the SWAC in the spring season, y'all. They talked all that trash, all right? Had a kill glass. Hey, nothing against that man. That man is a legend. He's a SWAC legend for what he has done for his not only his team but for the conference. But y'all know what happened last season. Y'all know what, yeah, man. Coach Maynard just looked so defeated in the press conference. I forgot to play that on the other day. He looked so defeated in the press conference, y'all. He's like, I already know what's gonna happen. My team about to get another 60 piece put on them. If what it's a fuck around and find out, you might get that 60 piece again. Don't talk, but look, Jackson State gonna give him 50 piece.
what'd you say? A 50 piece?
A 50 piece.
Oh,
And
I
if they
think
feel and
I,
if they really
I think
feel
you
generous, they probably go for a 60 piece.
I think you're giving a discount on discount Saturday. What are you doing?
Oh shoot. Hey man, look, my store is it's a BOGO sale. Buy one, get one half off.
Yeah. No.
But look, I got the 50 piece, 56, 56-14.
Oh, they're not good.
Jackson
You
State.
know, you know, you mentioned something, and we all seen it. And I kind of like Coach Maynard for his exuberance. You know what I mean? Is when he's trash talking and stuff like that. But poor Coach Maynard at the press conference, it reminded me of, you know what I mean? Like he, he had to pay that bank loan and he didn't have the money, and so he had to go into the bank. So he
You had to
he,
go
he
to the
wrote a check
portal,
that he
man.
can't cash. He wrote a check he couldn't cash. But the thing is, uh, Jackson State, Coach Prime and the rest of the staff, and you give all the staff credit, as far as DT and Bert, Coach B, and on all the coaching, the whole coaching staff. The thing is this game represents a hurdle on the way to where they want to go.
Yeah.
So you can't let up. You can't let down. You just got to, you know what I mean? Stomp on it, get through the game. Hopefully, no injuries. Beat the brakes off them. And you know what? And I think that they're going to shut him out. I don't think he wants. He was mad that he gave up points last year. And if you look in that spring season, we still scored 40 points on him with 90% of those players are gone. So
True. That
what's
is
going to
true.
happen?
I give you that. I give you that. I give you that. I give
He's
you that.
we're
The
going.
only reason why they beat them in the spring season because they started out real fast.
And you know
They
what?
got
And they
up.
had. And Akil Glass was a great quarterback, but but he got stomped on last year. He got stomped on. They got embarrassed in their homecoming. So listen, if they get under 60 points, I'll be disappointed. So if anybody's where they're playing in Mobile,
Playing a Mobile.
they're playing in Mobile. So everybody
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you light those paint because it's going to be real bright because they're going to light up all the lights on the scoreboard. So I'm saying I think they're going to. I'm not going to give a score per se, but they're going to outdo what they did against Grambling. They scored 66. You might see us. We might see 70. We might see 70. I think we're going to beat the brakes off them.
It said, let me see. Said JSU loses out, FAMU wins out. Who will win the East?
Russell, stop
Uh,
your nonsense. Russell, stop your nonsense. We shouldn't
by
even answer that
tiebreaker,
hypothetical.
by tiebreakers, will still Jackson State will still win the East because of the simple fact that they beat FAMU early in the season.
No. If we have two losses and FAMU only has one,
No, what
they
I'm
go.
saying is what he's saying is if we lose these last two games of the season and FAMU
FAMU
wins
only
their
lost one
last two,
conference game.
we'll have two conference losses and they'll have one conference loss, but because we have the tiebreaker. It's kind of messed up, but it don't matter because somebody's going to the Celebration Bowl. Somebody's going to try to get to beg their way into the playoffs. And we're not going to entertain Russell, but he's still my guy. But he still contributes to the channel. So, hey, I like how he does it. He's playing devil's advocate. He's a Southern fan. Come on now.
Russell, you know what? Yeah, I just keep hoping that you keep supporting your team, and if they lose this weekend, well, yeah, if they lose this weekend, Gramblin's definitely beating them for the last week. I'm telling you, I got
Oh yeah,
Grambling
yeah,
from a
yeah,
long
yeah.
time.
We already know
Gramblin's
Grambling.
definitely beating them.
Yeah, Grambling going to beat Southern
So
at the Bayou Classic. It's over
yeah,
and done with.
yeah, it's a chapter. So Russell, if you really
uh,
want to help out Southern, go out there, do some recruiting, and find a quarterback.
Pretty much. Last game on the list, man. This is my game of the week. My game of the week, y'all. It's the Alabama State versus Alabama A&M. But look, I'm gonna tell you just like this: both teams are streaking into this game. Alabama State with a 3-game winning streak after they got beat down by Jackson State. FAMU with a 7-game winning streak after they got beat down by Jackson State. Who gonna come out with this game right here? Who comes out with this game? I'm still like this. I'm looking at Oh, Russell, he's MEAC. I forgot. I'm looking at like this. Demetrius Davis will be starting this game. He has to stay upright. You have to kind of open the playbook up for him. Or, like we said, go back to what he did in high school with the playbook that he had in high school and look at certain formations, certain variations. If you are a comfortable, if you are a competent offensive coordinator, you will look at ways to try to highlight your QB. Now, okay, so we're gonna go back to it. Demetrius Davis is gonna start this game. Y'all know he been in and out of the lineup, injuries and stuff like that. 59% passer, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He does take care of the ball. He's been sacked 14 times though. So when it comes to for FAMU to try to get pressure on the QB, I don't look at FAMU doing that right there. I don't see FAMU even mentioning trying to get to the QB. But I could go into some stats for the I'm about to say the MEAC for the SWAC and I can go into some stats. So right now, as a team, scoring wise, you got Alabama State that is down there second to last in scoring with almost 20 points a game. FAMU is middle of the pack. They're 7th in the league with scoring 24 points a game. But defensive wise, Alabama A&M is second in the conference, only to Jackson State. They only giving up 20 points a game. And Florida A&M is 4th in the conference. They only giving up 23 points a game. That is scoring wise. Now, when it comes to to totals, like I said, offensive wise, Alabama State is 10th in the league with 304 yards overall, and then they are 3rd in the league in defense with 319. So they give up a lot of yards. They give up the same amount that they put out. Who is Yakan being Israel? Somebody get him out of my thing because I don't feel like hearing him.
Yeah, I read his thing. Don't even bother with him.
You know? Rushing wise, they are second to last in the conference. Offensive wise, they only rush for 111 yards per game, and defensive wise, they only give up 130 yards per game. So this team is pretty much, when it comes to offense, they are down near bottom of the league. But when it comes to defense, they are pretty much top 4, top 5, defensive wise. So, like I said, you have to you can control this game right here, and I'm gonna tell you just like this with this game, damn, you ain't running the ball against this defense. Not against this defense. FAMU is not running the ball whatsoever with this defense right here. FAMU is dead last in rushing the ball on offense. They only have 900 yards of rush yards and only scored 7 touchdowns on the ground. And in a sense, it's because I feel like you try to highlight your QB with Jeremy Musa. But with Musa, he is a statue. He has been sacked 16 times. He has thrown the ball to the other team 7 times. He does have 17 touchdowns throwing. He's only a 57% passer, but the thing is he only keys in on one receiver and that's it. Thank you, bro. Thank you. He only keys in on one receiver, which is Xavier Smith. My whole thing is, if I'm Alabama State, I'm basically keying in On whoever my best cornerback is, I'm taking Xavier Smith out of the game. Wherever he go, wherever X-Man go, I'm going with him. If he got to go take a piss in the bathroom, I'm going with him. Probably one stall next to him, from him, and taking a piss with him. If he got to go get to the concession stand to get some damn food, I'm gonna be right there behind him, because you cannot let this guy get going. When he gets going, that's it. That is it. We talked about Xavier Smith. He leads the team 69 receptions, 803 yards, 9 touchdowns receiving. But your second leading receiver is Jamaray Shareed, which is the Texas State transfer. 38 receptions, 520 yards, and 2 touchdowns. No other receiver on his team has a touchdown, except for one. That's it. That's it. No other receiver has a touchdown besides those two, except for one. That's it. Everybody else, they just there. You just there for decorations. That's all it is. You just there. You got your uniform on. I don't know which pants you wearing. You probably wearing the orange pants, white shirt, and the orange helmet. You just there for decorations. You're not there to do anything else. You're just there for decorations. So what I'm saying is Alabama State can actually win this game, and I feel like they can win this game ugly. And what does this do for Florida A&M and their chances to try to go to the playoffs? It derails it.
Well,
now go ahead.
well, yeah, well, definitely. This is a big game. This is a big, big game because for FAMU to have any chance, any remnants to try to get to the playoff rounds, they have to win this game. They have to win out, obviously, but they have to win this game. I think the game is going to be decided in the trenches. Yes, FAMU doesn't just rush 4, so they're going to make Davis try to be a one-dimensional quarterback to throw the ball. On the other side, Musa, he's like you said, he's a pocket passer. If he has time, he will pick you apart. But if he doesn't have time, he's not as mobile as many other quarterbacks in the SWAC, so that causes a problem. Yes, number one priority for Alabama State is taking away the receiver. If you take away the receiver, does he have an outlet to go at anybody? Sometimes he does pass out to the backs, but not that often. The running game is non-existent, so it's going to be a tale of two tapes. One team is going to try to stop the team from running, and the other team is going to stop the team from passing. So it's all depends on the trenches. In the trenches, if you have time, you'll be able to pass. If you have openings, you'll be able to run. So this game here, it's a huge game. It's in Alabama State. They have a great crowd, great stadium.
Yeah. It's at Alabama State. That's right.
Yeah, correct. It's Alabama State. So this is why I'm leaning State. I think it's going to be a close game, 23-21 State.
Yeah, I'm saying like this. Alabama State, if you're listening to this broadcast right here, tell all the student section, student body, faculty, staff, alumni, you have to make that stadium hostile like you did for your homecoming game against Jackson State. That stadium has to be hostile. You have to make sure that you put the fear of God in FAMU.
And Alabama State, don't be cursed out Willie Simmons.
But this game, you have to win it. Like I said, Alabama State is going to try to make this game ugly. They're going to try to make FAMU play their style. With this game, I got Alabama State winning this game 24-20. Like I said, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. I got Alabama State winning this game. I'm sorry,
this is a big game for State because if they win, they get second place?
Second place.
Yeah. So this is a huge game.
If they win, they'll be second place in the Eastern Division. You never know. They might be able to be a representative, for an at-large bid for the playoff, but I don't see that
No,
actually
that's not
happening.
happening.
I don't see that actually happening. But if they take care of business, I see them winning it. Like I said, I see them winning this game.
Yeah, this is a huge, 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 huge game.
But
That's definitely the game of the week. That's a game.
that is the game of the week.
Yeah.
So and then next week we'll get ready because next week we got the Orange Blossom, not the Orange Blossom, but the Florida Classic coming up. You got the Bayou Classic coming up in a week and a half after Thanksgiving. You got the Soul Bowl against Jackson State Alcorn. You have I know Prairie View is trying to exact their revenge against Valley next week. In that game, we have a lot of pivotal games for next week. Like I said, if for the BAC, North Carolina Central win this game against Norfolk State, that is it. They are the MEAC champions. They will be the representative for the MEAC in the Celebration Bowl. Everybody else can only play for second place. Then, like I said, for the D2 schools, the SIAC championship game is tomorrow. Tuskegee versus Benedict. Not tomorrow, but Saturday. Tuskegee versus Benedict. The CIAA. Chowan versus Fayetteville State on Saturday. So let's make sure that we support all these schools, support all these kids on the D2 level. You don't have to see who's gonna win. All you have to do is just watch it, support it. These kids have worked their butts off to get to this chance, and I can't be more proud of them for doing what they're doing. Any final thoughts, man, before we roll up out of here?
No, just like I said, thank everybody that's been being on and continue to like, share, and subscribe to the program. And let's just enjoy this weekend of football because a couple more weeks will be all over. So just enjoy, keep supporting your local your HBCUs, whatever one you support, and let's just stay positive and unite. And we're SWAC.
All right. And y'all see my co-host, man. Like I said, look, we doing the thing, we doing the damn thing here. We doing it big. Make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure that you comment and share with all your people and friends and family. Let them know that what you watching right now is a brother that's doing this from getting it from the mud. Ain't no help in this thing, getting it all from the mud, from the ground up. And I rock with y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for doing, what I'm saying, being there for me. I just want to make sure we can get this thing to 1,000 subscribers. So make sure y'all subscribe, tell people to subscribe, because look, we doing big things right now. Right now I'm at 568 total subscribers. I need 30. I need 32 to get to 600. So if you can get to 600, you got 32 people that can go up there and subscribe. Go ahead, tell them to subscribe, man. But as always, man, in the meantime, between time, this is HBCU Overdrive. This is the week 11 edition game preview of all games for the weekend. I'm your guy, Doc Holliday. Remember, be blessed, be safe, be dangerous. Peace.